What's up, guys? Today, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna talk throughout this entire video wearing a mask. That's stupid. But that was basically what it was like today going to the shopping mall. Okay, but thankfully, like during the cinemas when we were watching the movie, we didn't need to wear masks because no one was there to kind of monitor everyone, and there was only like what 8 or 9 or 10 people at the theaters. So today I'm going to talk about Tenet, but before that I just have to say, as of today, Thursday 12th of November, here in Australia, our kind of city has reopened their cinemas for the first time since March. Well, actually technically since July or June. It was open for around 2 weeks, but there was no new releases out, and then they had to shut it all down again. Because there was a second wave of corona, which fucking sucks, or it sucked. So technically it has been 8 months, whenever March was, since I saw Bloodshot, since I've been to the cinemas. So pretty exciting day, I have to say. I think this has been the longest I haven't been to the cinemas in a while, in a long time. So, and basically, like, people were wearing masks everywhere. It's still mandatory, like here in where I live. And also like the food court and stuff. It was like kind of a club. Like, you know, there was like a bouncer, well, security guard, who would only let a selected number of people in to eat at once because, you know, social distancing. So it's just been, whole year's just been really crazy and really hectic. Okay, so Tenet, very weird movie, very hard to understand sometimes, and I feel like this is a movie that's best, like, viewed multiple times in order to, you know, understand everything. And it's very ambiguous, kind of like Us and Get Out, but unlike those movies, I will not be watching Tenet for a second time, and that's not because of COVID. Well, maybe it is a little bit, but can you see where I'm going with this? So Tenet is a confusing movie, and it is a movie about time bending, time manipulation, and it's about this guy who has no name. He's just called the protagonist, who's trying to save the world. Yeah, we haven't heard that plot before. Look, it's kind of hard to talk about this movie without spoiling it. I mean, well, I'm not going to spoil what happens in the movie, obviously not, but some things I say might change the way you go into the movie, if you haven't seen it. But I will give you a heads up when I say those things. So this movie came out 2 months. So we're the only state in Australia that's once was called the most livable city in the world, now called the world's lockdown city. We're the last state to open cinemas. So this movie actually came out 2 months ago in August. 2 months ago? 3 months ago? I don't know. Whenever late August was. And a lot of people got to view it except me. And I saw some stuff on the social medias. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, dude, I saw Tenet, but I still did. After watching it, I still don't know what the hell it was about. And now, after finishing the whole entire movie, yeah, I have to agree. I kind of feel the same. I at first, like in the beginning of the movie, towards the middle, I was like, you know what? I kind of know what's happening. But after, like, on the second half of the movie, I was kind of lost. Not gonna lie. Look, this is a movie that a lot of people will love, but a lot of people might not love, and I'm in the latter. Now, I didn't hate this movie, but I thought some parts were awesome, but I also thought a lot of other parts were really boring. For the most part, the beginning was very slow paced. Like, after the first scene, it kind of reminded me of a Wild Goose Chase, like this guy going to multiple different places in search of something, and there's a lot of dialogue. At one point I was like, come on, just get to the action. But when it did, oh man, was it awesome. The time bending element of this movie was just insane, and just really awesome. And like at one point, the whole movie reversed itself, and that made for a very interesting twist, one that I kind of wasn't expecting. This is kind of like one of those movies where you have to keep watching in order for it to make sense. You know, at the end, like it kind of teases you, and then at the end, wow, bam. But yeah, I'm not gonna say any more than that, and I would not count that as a major or minor spoiler either. So, but was it just me, or was it sometimes it was hard to understand what they were saying sometimes? Was it just me, or was it the cinema I was in, or was it because I haven't been to a cinema in a long time? But like sometimes in scenes, the music was either too loud, the bass was too loud, I guess, or they were like wearing something like a helmet or whatever. But sometimes it was really hard to understand what they were saying. Let me know like if you guys found it the same or not. I mean, I saw like online some people had the same issue, so I'm glad it's not me, but let me know what you thought of it. Yeah, and the acting was on point. I liked Robert Pattinson's character the most, and the cinematography was gorgeous. Like in some scenes, the action would be in time and reversed at the same time. That was really cool. But I have to say the movie was not very emotional. Like I didn't really care about any of the characters except the wife of the villain. I didn't really care too much about the villain. At one point, I was just like, what the fuck? You know, he's just a time-bending villain. One scene kind of like towards the middle or the later half, I'm not going to spoil it, but I was just confused. And I mean, yeah, like I said, the only emotional part came from the wife of the villain, but it wasn't even much as like hardly anything, honestly, compared to some of the other movies I've watched. So that sucks. Like I like the emotional aspect of movies. Sometimes it makes me care for the characters, the story a lot more. Whereas this movie, the story, it's very plot focused, not very character focused. Like the main character, right? We don't even learn his name, I'm pretty sure. He's just, well, in the cast, he's just called the protagonist, like I said before. So, yeah, like, but the thing is, like, the story isn't really, it's not really, like, it's very generic, you know? It's just a guy going to save the world. The only thing that makes a difference is the fact that it's a movie about time bending, time manipulation, and learning about that was fucking awesome, you know, seeing that. And at times I was like, wow, what the hell? You know, what's happening? But also at times I was like, oh my god. Get this, like, some parts of this movie was surprisingly boring. I'm not gonna lie, you know, maybe because I was tired today and I got 6 hours sleep last night. No, I mean, nah. Whenever I'm watching a movie, I'm always awake, so it can't be that. You know, I'm always excited when it comes to watching movies, so, you know, like some parts of this movie I was like, wow, some other parts I was like, eh. And, yeah, like, and I also feel like the runtime is a bit long. It drags on for a while. Towards the end, I would say, without spoiling it, of course, the third arc, or the last portion of the movie, I really didn't like that much. Like, after we learned the twist was the best part. But at the end, like, I was just like, I was kind of bored, not gonna lie to you. And yeah, that was a part where it was very loud too. Like, there were gunshots, explosions, like, bam, bam. And some of the cinematography was quite nice. Like I said, some things were in time and some things were reversed in the same scene. But I mean, yeah, that's basically what I thought about it. Okay, so I'm gonna end this review with a quote, which might count as a minor spoiler. So you know, don't watch this part of the video if you don't like that kind of stuff. But basically, you know, everything in this movie has already happened long before you realize it, and I loved that ambiguous part of the film. I'm going to give Tenet a B minus. Other than the time bending element of this film, I really didn't care too much about it. But yeah, I mean, that's my review, guys. Like, if you like the video, let me know what you think. Comment below. Sub to support the channel, and stay tuned for my next few videos, because I will be, cinemas are open. They'll probably stay open forever at this point, and we don't have to wear masks the whole way through this movie, which is awesome. So I will be reviewing all the new releases. Sad that some movies like not The Last of Us, A Quiet Place Part 2, and Wonder Woman, Black Widow all got pushed back. There are some smaller releases like what's that? Like Unhinged, Freaky, starring Vince Vaughn, and Liam Neeson's movie. I can't remember the name, but I'll be watching those next week, so stay tuned for that. And I am finally uploading all my vlogs from Southeast Asia. You can check on my alternate channel. I don't know if you care about that or not, but I went to Thailand, Singapore, 5-star hotel, all that shit, and I vlogged all of that. So yeah, check that out if you want. Link is in the description. But until next time, I guess.